Hey guys, what's going on? So, this time I'm going to review one of the albums that I got for my birthday a few weeks ago. So, this one is Sacrament from one of my favorite bands, Lamb of God. So, like with my review for the NoFX album, Pumpkin Drublic, I'm just going to start off with the artwork. So, this album cover, it's nothing as good as like the album cover as Palaces Burn, but it's not a bad album cover, it's just okay. Like, I don't know, it's not a bad album cover. It's just not nothing super special, but it's not a terrible album cover. It's, you know, it's just it gets the job done to cover up, make the album look interesting, but not like, wow, that's eye catching. You know, that's a statement. So yeah, there's parental advisory, but this album, of course, isn't really bad. It's just language. Back cover actually looks pretty cool. Looks, you have some candles, and they look really grainy. And there's the track listing. So. Also, the font is kind of cool for the Sacrament logo and all that. So, on our death sheet, we have this, like, devil-looking guy, or looks like a goat or something, I don't know. Yeah, and we have some, like, stripes and lyrics. And then here we have all the members of the band, along with the thank yous and credits. So, John Campbell doesn't look as old as he does now. He isn't all gray. Well, yeah, Larry still had long hair. Randy Blythe, he's doing whatever he's doing. I think he still had his emo hair then. And then Mark Morton, he looks the same like he always does. And Chris Adler looks a little younger, but yeah. So it's on black vinyl, and the label looks pretty nice. You can't tell that it's paper, which is always really cool for a label on a record. Hopefully putting it away won't take as long as it did on the album review for Pumpkin Drublic. Okay, I got that. Also, this came with a code for the download for a free MP3 download on the album. I'm not gonna take it's a little piece of paper inside here. I'm not gonna take that out and show you though, because then everybody's getting downloaded that watched this video. All right, so I guess I'll go to the music now, obviously, because that's the most important thing here. So overall, this is a pretty solid album. There's more of a metalcore influence on there, rather than extreme. Like, the basis of this is a little more metalcore than extreme metal. Like, this isn't a metalcore album, obviously. This is another groove metal album, like Ashes of the Wake was. It just has more of a metalcore influence, like start-stop rhythms, rather than just, like, blast beats, which is more extreme metal. So, as far as categorizedness, I would just call it groove metal. Well, Ashes of the like, the first two I've Got albums, those were extreme metal, and then Ashes of the Wake was still pretty extreme, but a little bit more polished, so it was a little more groove metal, and this one's solid groove metal. So, the opening track, Walk With Me in Hell, the lyrics are really good, and it kind of, tells you what you're in for the album, because it's like, in this album, you're going to walk with Randy Blythe in hell. And it's, that's probably my favorite song on the whole album, and it's one of Lamb of God's most well-known songs. Again, We Rise is really good. It has a really memorable chorus. Redneck, that's one of Lamb of God's, like, most famous songs. Like, everybody says that's one of their best songs. I think that's a pretty overrated song. It sounds a little out of place for a band like Lamb of God to play. It's pretty different from a lot of the other stuff it is. It's not a bad song, it's just not my favorite one, in my opinion. If you like the song, that's perfectly fine. Or, I don't know, Redneck, it sounds more like a party metal song than an angry groove metal song. You know, like, just listen to the lyrics, you know, and then, like, they aren't angry or anything, and they're not political, and it's like a party, it's a party metal song. It sounds like something that would be on Pantera's last album, Reinventing the Steel. But it's not a bad song, it's just a little, like, different from, like, other Lamb of God stuff. I don't know, it's not really my favorite one. Pathetic is really good, it also has a good chorus, and Foot to the Throat and Descending, those are really good. Black and the Cursed Sun is probably my second favorite song on this album. It's really, really good. It's probably one of the longest on the album as well, but it's solid. The intro is great. The rhythm is fantastic. Forgotten Lost Angels is good. Requiem is also another one of my favorite songs. That's just really awesome. Solid. More Time to Kill is really good. Being on Death's Door. That also has a really nice chorus towards the end. It doesn't even feel like an album closer because it's really, really fast, but not like how Metallica would always end their albums with, like, the fastest and heaviest song on the album. This is just really, like, usually with a Lamb of God album, the last song would be a little more mellow, you know? Like, for example, on Ashes of the Wake, the last song that was on there was, shoot, I forgot what it was, but the last song, oh, Remorse is for the Dead. That song was a little bit more mellow, or, like, on, As the Palaces Burn, the last song on the album, Vigil. That was also probably one of my favorite Lamb of God songs. That was a really good one, because it was more mellow. But this one, they kind of closed it out with a banger. So, yeah. The guitar work on this album is pretty great. It's a little bit less technical than Ashes of the Wake was, but it's still really great. And then, like, Randy Blythe's vocal performance, though, is what makes this album, like, one of the best Lamb of God albums, because it's so, I think this is the first time they produced Randy Blythe's vocals, but they're just so great on this album. He could scream, like, you know, the Cookie Monster vocals, but he could also, like, whisper like he did on Ashes of the Wake in some parts, but he kind of just perfects that on this album. I think he does that on Again We Rise, and it just sounds so cool. And also, in some parts, he does it, not like, sort of like a clean vocal, but not like, he doesn't, like, not like a melody, but there's a part in one song, I think it's on Requiem, or Forgotten Lost Angels, where he does this thing, and it almost sounds like he's scared, and it's just really good. And the drums are great. There's a little bit less double bass drum, like there was on Ashes of the Wake, but it's still like almost death metal, near death metal drumming. And the bass you can't really, the bass is a little louder on this album than it was on Ashes of the Wake. Now, if you thought that the production on Ashes of the Wake was good, then this album will blow you away, because this is like, this takes what the production on Ashes of the Wake was like, you know, crystal clear, really crisp, you know, just really solid. And it adds a little bit more bass so that it sounds more powerful. So this is probably the best production on any Lamb of God album. So, in my opinion, like, also another thing I'd like to mention that I always thought about, the sequence that Lamb of God did from the albums As the Palaces Burn, Ashes of the Wake, and Sacrament was kind of like what Metallica did with Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Injustice for All. Like, those were the three best albums. Not that Lamb of God sold out after this album, though, like Metallica did after Injustice for All. If you like the Black Album, though, that's perfectly fine. I just hate the Black Album. I actually have it, though, but I hate it. Anyways, so overall, if you like Lamb of God, this is one of the albums that you should definitely own, because this is one of their best albums. And I really like this album personally. It's really great to listen to, and it's really just angry, and, you know, the rhythm is really fantastic. So, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.